What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into TTP Sports. It's really crazy that, 3 games ago that we were riding the high as Flyers fans. That win against the Dallas Stars was absolutely amazing. It was probably their best played game out of the entire season. And now we just fall into this 3 game losing streak to where, oh, now everyone's like feeling bad about themselves. Everyone's freaking, not, I wouldn't say pissed off. They just feel down or like, oh, why can't we just have anything nice or anything like that? It's been one of those stretches right now for Flyers fans. But overall, after this loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Flyers do lose 6-3. Two of those last 2 goals for Tampa Bay were empty netters, so basically garbage time right there. So I'm not really looking at those at face value. So really, I'm not overly mad about this game. I'm not overly frustrated. Well, I would say frustrated on the fact that you come within 1 goal, you make it 4-3 at the start of the third period, and you just have chance after chance after chance after chance, and you just can't find a way to bury one. Tyson Forrester has a great hit opportunity. He completely misses the net, and then you have all that puck possession basically at the end of the game with the extra attacker out there. You throw a puck on net, nothing really happens, and then it just goes the other way, and it turns into a couple of empty net goals. So I thought overall, this game really reminds me of the Colorado game, especially the Colorado game, where you didn't really play that bad, where just, poorly timed penalties, just poorly timed mistakes that went into the back of your net. And this is not like a Sam Ersson played bad or anything like that. There were a lot of chances where, Nikita Kucherov, with his deadly one-timer, one of the first goals, I believe, was deflected. And, just a couple of other, where Nikita Kucherov's just wide open back door and he manages to bury it on a loose puck scramble. And one of the other goals as well was just like a beautiful pass from Kucherov off of a lucky bounce off the boards right into the slot where the guy's wide open. So really nothing on Ersson tonight. It was just, Tampa Bay being Tampa Bay and Nikita Kucherov being Nikita Kucherov. The dude had 4 points tonight. And I'm just going to say this right here. Having to play Nate McKinnon and Nikita Kucherov in a span of 2 of 3 games, it's kind of unfair. It's kind of very unfair because those two are at the top of the league in terms of points, and those two are going to be probably running away with the Hart Trophy race as well. And yeah, not fun. Not fun, but they are fun to watch. They are fun to watch. Not fun to watch against my team. That's basically it there from the bottom line standpoint. But those two are just unreal, fantastic players. My God. The Flyers, I can't wait for Matt Michkov to come over, and hopefully he turns out into either a Nate McKinnon or a Nikita Kucherov. That would just be absolutely fantastic. But besides the point there, same exact way as the Colorado game. You find a way to fight back, you get within 1 goal, then you take basically a penalty there that allows Tampa Bay to get the 2-goal lead back. You fight back, you get that extra goal in the third period, make it a 1-goal game, and then you just can't find a way to fully fight back. But you were still in the game the entire way. You go down 2-0. No, actually, you go down 3-0. You make it 3-2. And then just, you just kept fighting back and fighting back and fighting back. It was just one of those type of games where you can't be mad at the effort because I thought the team actually put a good effort out there. I thought at certain points of the game they did outplay Tampa Bay, especially in that third period. I thought they were the way better team there. And basically, as the game progressed, I thought the Flyers did get better and better and better as the game went along. They started off slow. They go down 2-0, a very early goal from Braden Point, and then Nikita Kucherov gets one late there in the first period, basically right after a power play expires, just a one-timer right from the right circle, and it was just no chance for Ersson to stop that. And then another Kucherov goal early in the second period on a power play, and then basically you go to work here. Halfway through the period, Cam Atkinson, a nice redirection off of a pass from Joel Farabee, goes into the net. Okay, it's 3-1. And then Jamie Drysdale doing his thing on the power play. Another pass from Morgan Frost. I believe Morgan Frost had a couple of points in tonight's game, so Morgan Frost continues to be on a heater. And same thing with Cam Atkinson. So ever since he scored those 2 goals against the Winnipeg Jets, he's been on a massive point streak so far. So it's good to see that Cam Atkinson is now on a heater. So that is very nice to see there. But Jamie Drysdale gets his first goal as a Flyer. A nice shot from the point, gets a shot in the traffic, takes the goalie's eyes away, and it manages to bury it in fine twine. So it becomes 3-2 Flyers, 3-2 Lightning near the end of the second period. But then Tampa Bay pots another one off of a poorly timed penalty. So it becomes 4-2 there. The Flyers had an amazing shift at the end of the second period. Drysdale, with the way that he was just circling the blue line and just circling the zone, just managing to, keep puck possession and manage to, make plays and everything like that. They weren't able to bury one. They did get close to doing it, but it was just the way that they were able to maneuver around in the offensive zone in this like final 2 minutes, a minute and a half. It was a beautiful thing to watch. It just sadly they couldn't pot one, which kind of sucked in that case. Beginning of the third period starts with a 4-on-4. Flyers rush up the zone. Individual effort right here by Cam York, basically. Throws a puck onto the net, and the puck bounces in the air. He somehow bats this out of the air and past Vasilevsky. So that was a fantastic individual effort by Cam York. Morgan Frost also did get an assist there, but this was basically all Cam York. So becomes 4-3. Tampa Bay, and basically as the period goes along, Flyers are getting their majority of chances. They're throwing pucks on net, and Tampa Bay does get their chances from time to time, but basically really nothing goes on here. Really no penalties that happen during this period either, and then you get into those final dwindling minutes. You get the extra attacker out there. Zamula throws a puck onto the net, goes wide, goes off the boards. Tampa Bay brings it back up the ice. Hagel buries it into the empty net to make it a 5-3 Tampa lead, and then eventually Nikita Kucherov gets the hat trick on the extra empty net goal there, making it 6-3. They get those two empty netters in there. But yeah, so that's a 3-game losing streak for the Flyers. Not, like I said, I'm not overly pissed off with this game, not overly frustrated. Like, really the only reason I'm frustrated is because you found a way to fight back into the game and you just couldn't find a way to tie it. Like, that was probably the most frustrating thing there. So, in terms of, this team hitting a wall, 2 days left before the All-Star break in your bye week, so I definitely do think this team could use the bye week because I just think they're getting a little gassed out there. But I don't think that they're hitting a wall. I don't think that they're, here comes the downfall. Here comes when they go on this long, massive losing streak. No, I don't think that's going to be the case. I do think in these last 2 games against either Detroit or Boston, they can find a way to squeak in a point or two in these final 2 games. It really just, with this 3-game losing streak, really it's just the game against Ottawa that really killed them, in my honest opinion. Because if you beat Ottawa, okay, you lose 1, win 1, lose 1, and it's really understandable to lose 2 games to teams like Colorado and Tampa Bay, like especially during this stretch of the month when you're beating teams like Winnipeg on the road, shutting them out, when you're destroying the Dallas Stars at home, when you're destroying some of these really good teams in the NHL, and when you're just constantly facing those teams in a certain stretch of time. Eventually you're going to be losing to those teams, and Colorado and Tampa Bay just happen to be those teams that you lost to. And if you beat Ottawa in between this little, 2 games here, it probably would have stung a little bit less. So it's the Ottawa game that really put a little bit of a nail into the coffin there for this stretch of the 3-game losing streak. But still, I don't think that there's a reason for concern. I know the elephant in the room that I have yet to address, the whole Carter Hart situation. I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, you got 2 more days here before the break, and you get a nice week and an extra day off, I believe. After this Saturday, you're off from next Sunday until February 6th or the 7th. So you got some nice time off there. Get away from the game, relax, go on a vacation or something like that for a few days. Just get away from hockey, rest your body, rest your mind, and everything like that. Then you get yourself rejuvenated for the backstretch until the possible playoff rush for this team. So that definitely is going to be a very exciting part there. These final 2 games against Detroit and Boston. Detroit on the road on Thursday, Boston at home on Saturday. Definitely, I do think this team can find a way to squeeze a point or 2 out of these last 2. Detroit's probably the more possible factor there, just because Boston's Boston and they're one of the best teams in the league. So we'll definitely just wait and see what happens with these last 2 games. And yeah, so that's basically all it is for that point. But I guess getting to the elephant in the room, I'm not really going to speculate with this entire thing, but my overall feeling with the situation is not feeling the greatest. Just putting it out there, just the way I feel about this entire situation. So we find out that, a couple of hours before the game, that, basically came out of nowhere, that Carter Hart, he asked the Flyers for a leave of absence for personal reasons. The Flyers put out their statement, and actually, let me pull up that statement from the Flyers so I can actually, go word for word what they actually said about this entire statement about the Carter Hart situation. I probably should have had that up earlier, but, me and my lack of unpreparedness. Here we go. Carter Hart has requested and has been granted an indefinite leave of absence, citing personal reasons. The club will have no further comment at this time. That is from Flyers GM Danny Briere. Uh, yeah, of course, right now, as soon as you saw that, the instant reaction was from the speculation about the whole, 2018 World Junior Team Canada incident that's still going on, that's still under investigation. Of course, because I believe one of the Calgary Flames players that was on that team as well, Dylan Dubé, a couple of days ago, he also requested a leave of absence from the Flames. They cited it was for mental health reasons. So either that is just a huge coincidence, or it's just something that, where two and two connect, and there's something that might be revealed soon to why these guys requested that leave of absence. So, like I said, I'm not going to speculate really any further. Like, it sucks that you're in this type of scenario, and, whatever happens. This could be a whole World Junior situation. This could be a mental health situation. This could be something that happens with Carter Hart's family. Like I said, it could be many of those factors. So if it's a certain situation with his family, hopefully he figures out everything with his mental health or the family situation. Or if it turns out to be the World Junior situation, we'll just wait and see what that answer is. So yeah, that's basically my two thoughts on that. And now it turns to Sam Ersson being the number one, basically the de facto number one goaltender right now for the Flyers, with Cal Peterson getting called up to be backup. I would assume Ersson gets these last two games. Ersson definitely has been on a major heater for a while, but, he still has a very small sample size in this league, I believe around 30-something games. So is this stretch, is he going to be ready for it? He's going to have to showcase that he's ready for it, and we're just going to have to wait and see, because this team is definitely going to be trying to fight for a playoff spot, and very young goaltender in net is going to be ready for that type of scenario. We're just going to have to see how he's made, and I'm sure John Tortorella has all the confidence in the world in Sam Ersson. I'm sure this team does. I'm sure Sam Ersson has all the confidence in the world, so there's definitely nothing to be worried about that entire standpoint. But it definitely hurts your goaltending depth to not have Carter Hart. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this entire situation that is going on. We just really don't know anything right now. If there's going to be any news that pops up tomorrow and in the next few days or whatever it is, it's an indefinite leave, so you don't know how long he's going to be away from the team. Anthony Sanfilippo did bring up a really interesting point on the Press Row show on Snow the Goalie before the Flyers game started, that the Flyers still have Carter Hart on the active roster, so if that means anything. So basically, it's just a wait-and-see process. We don't know what the situation is, and honestly, yeah, people can speculate all they want, but you're never going to find an answer until the answer actually comes out. So that's basically where I'm going to be right there. Those are my 2 cents on that entire situation. So yeah, to get off that sour topic, like I said, you got 2 more games left. One on the road on Thursday against Detroit, and Saturday at home at 12:30 against the Boston Bruins, the first time you're seeing them this year. Detroit, if I'm trying to look at them in general, because I want to see what they have been doing as of late. The Detroit Red Wings, that is. So if I go to them, go to the Red Wings, probably should have brought this up earlier, but me, I'm not prepared, so just deal with it. So if I'm looking at the Detroit Red Wings in their last few games, they lost today to the Dallas Stars at home 5-4. On Sunday, they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1. On Friday the 19th. So they've been, winning and losing at the same time. They've been winning more. They've been losing lately. But the Flyers, they played this Red Wings team twice. They shut them out at home, and they also came back from a 5-1 deficit and lost 7-6 in overtime the last time they played the Detroit Red Wings. So we'll see what happens in this game. Sam Ersson was the guy to shut them out last time at home. So is Sam Ersson going to be up for the task? We'll see. Detroit definitely has been a lot better of a team this month, so we'll just see what the case is going to be for this. I'm not sure if Patrick Kane has been playing. I remember him being injured or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but we're just going to have to wait. We're just going to have to wait there. And for the Boston Bruins, they've been fantastic this year. Their defense has been fantastic. Everything for them has been fantastic. So really for them, all that matters is what's going to happen in the playoffs. That's basically all of what they're concerned about. But it'll be a tough 2 games here to finish out the pre-All-Star break. So let's see if the Flyers can grab a couple of points here. So before we end off this video, let's get to the Anytime Hotline here. Let's get to Sean. Let's see what he has to react about this Flyers loss.
Death taxes and yet another loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Things you can count on in life. I mean, I can't fault the effort, but I swear when we play them in Philadelphia, these games take on a pattern. The Lightning score early. The Flyers take the majority of the play to them, but can't solve Vasilevsky. When they finally do, a bad penalty or something goofy happens, and every chance the Lightning gets goes in the back of the net. So I think it's safe to say the Weagles are coming off the wagon a little bit. I think we all kind of suspected this. Not having Owen Tippett out there definitely hurts you offensively. We don't know what the Carter Hart situation is, but you know, again, tough loss in the fact that I thought the Flyers took the bulk of the play to them. You should be rewarded for your effort, but against the Lightning, especially in Philadelphia, you never get the rewards.
Yeah, they definitely have been falling off since the 5-game winning streak. It kind of feels like, you know, with the Colorado game and this game, they definitely deserved a better outcome than the way that it has been. It's just really in those 2 games, Nathan MacKinnon went off and Nikita Kucherov went off. So basically 2 great players in this league, you know, took over a game. That's, you know, very common in this league for those 2 type of players. So, yeah, it's just, like I said, it really just feels like it's just the Ottawa game that really killed this team in this stretch right here. It's really just that Ottawa game. If they don't lose that Ottawa game, if they don't, you know, fall from being up 2-0, you know, I think we feel a little bit better about these 2 losses. So you're like, oh, it's just Colorado and Tampa Bay, and it's just one of those situations. You just lost to a bit more talented team. That's very understandable, and that fact just bounced back against Detroit. So, yeah, I still basically have that same mindset, just, you know, bounce back on the road. Maybe this team does need to go on the road for a little bit, because they definitely are a better road team than they do play at the Wells Fargo Center, very shockingly. So they've been playing a lot of home games as of late, so maybe they're, you know, getting a little too comfortable being at home. So maybe a road game mixed in there will do them some good, and that road game is Thursday against Detroit. So we'll see. We'll see. That's going to do it for tonight, everybody. I appreciate you all tuning in when you decide to tune in. And yeah, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thanks, guys, again for tuning in when you decide to. And I'll see you next time.